Luca. A sea monster story. Luca is a sea monster. He lives in the ocean. Luca is curious about the world above the surface. His parents say it is dangerous. Land monsters hunt sea monsters. Luca follows a trail of human objects. It leads him to another sea monster named Alberto. Alberto lives on land. Luca follows him to the surface. Sea monsters turn into humans when they are not in water. Alberto has a hideout filled with human stuff. Luca sees a scooter poster. He imagines riding one. Luca and Alberto try to build their own scooter. When Luca returns home, his mom scolds him for being late. Luca's grandma makes up an excuse for him. The next day, Luca returns to see Alberto. They have fun trying out their wobbly scooter. Luca's parents are worried. They do not want Luca going up to the surface ever again. They will send him far away to live with his uncle Hugo. Luca does not want to go. He runs away. Luca and Alberto escape to Porto Rosso. The human world is exciting. But it is dangerous for sea monsters. Luca and Alberto are careful to keep their secret. They spot a shiny scooter. It belongs to Ercole. He is the champion of the Porto Rosso Cup race. Ercole pushes Luca into a fountain. Luca begins to transform. A human girl named Giulia stands up for Luca. Luca and Alberto convince Giulia to enter the Porto Rosso Cup race with them. Luca and Alberto want to buy a scooter with the prize money. But first, they have to train for the race. Alberto must learn to eat lots of pasta. Luca must learn to ride a bike. During their training, Giulia talks about her school. Luca wants to go to school, too. Alberto feels left out. Alberto is jealous. He jumps onto Luca's bike and they speed down a hill. Luca and Alberto struggle for control. They crash into the sea. Luca and Alberto argue. Alberto reveals to Giulia that he is a sea monster. Luca pretends to be surprised. Luca is sorry. He wants to make amends with Alberto. Luca will race on his own. He promises to win the race and buy a new scooter for them. The Porto Rosso Cup race is about to begin. The racers get ready at the starting line. They're off. First, they swim a lap in the ocean. Next, they eat heaps of pasta. Giulia feels sick. Ercole cheats. Luca is the last to finish. Finally, it is time for the bike race. Luca is doing great. But it starts to rain. He must take shelter. Alberto comes to help Luca. Alberto gets wet and transforms into a sea monster. Alberto is trapped in a net. Luca rides out into the rain to rescue him. Now Luca transforms, too. Their secret is out. Just as Ercole closes in on them, Giulia crashes into Ercole. She is hurt. Alberto and Luca jump off their bike and run back to help her. Luca stands up to Ercole. He is not afraid anymore. Luca and Alberto crossed the finish line without realizing it. They have won the race. Luca and Alberto buy their scooter. Everyone celebrates their victory. Alberto helps Luca go to school. He sells the scooter to buy Luca a train ticket. Luca wants Alberto to come, too. But Alberto wants to stay in Porto Rosso. Luca says goodbye. He boards the train and heads off for his next adventure.